From a reporter disrespecting Ronaldo's mom to another asking out-of-pocket questions. These are the craziest interviews in football history. And first, the time one reporter didn't know the name of a player.
Andre is not even my name, mate. Do you know what I mean? Go on.
Dude really let that reporter know. Just like number 19, because Kevin De Bruyne had enough of reporters disrespecting him and his teammates.
But what is a golden generation? Yours. And you say that France and England and Spain and Germany is not a golden generation? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bro straight up embarrassed him. But Phil Neville had enough for number 18, because when he was answering a reporter, he completely lost his cool.
We won fight. Can I finish speaking? Are you going to interrupt? Can I finish speaking? Okay, because I don't interrupt your question. Okay, so don't interrupt mine. Show some respect.
That is not how you should act. And neither is number 17, because one reporter tried everything to get into Ronaldo's head, but instead this happened.
Desde que estou em Espanha, diz-me jogador que ha marcado más goles que yo fuera de casa. Uno. ¿No tienes?
Se c'è qualcosa che ti contraddistingue, che tu hai sempre segnato.
And right after, Ronaldo played away against Roma and decided to do this.
Ronaldo's onside here. Cristiano Ronaldo! The Champions League's leading goal scorer adds to its collection.
Yeah, this dude does not play around. And number 16 is gonna haunt reporters forever, because they thought it would be a good idea to piss off Jose Mourinho. See, after losing 3-0 against Spurs in the Premier League, one reporter started disrespecting Mourinho, so he decided to humiliate him.
And today the players, they left the pitch after losing at home, and they were applauded because they deserve it. So you keep trying and trying and trying and keep trying and keep trying. Now just to finish, do you know that what was the result? 3-0. 3-0. Do you know what this means? 3-0. But also mean 3 premierships, and I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together. 3 for me and 2 for them. Respect, respect.
Now the craziest part is, this isn't the first time Mourinho has given us an iconic press conference. Because after losing 3-1 against Liverpool, one reporter tried to get a reaction out of Mourinho.
3-1 defeat after a fabulous start. The game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all?
Nothing to say.
Do you not think it's time to have a chat to the fans, just to give them some message, give them indication of your thinking?
Fans are not stupid.
We heard them chanting your name.
The fans are not stupid.
You can't swing against Mourinho and expect to get away with it. That's just crazy. But hey, sometimes it's the players that are crazy. Because at number 15, a player decided it was his turn to become the interviewer. See, after a game between PSG and Lille, Zlatan Ibrahimovic was supposed to be interviewed by his former teammate, Soumana Camara. But then Ibra decided to do him dirty.
How are you doing, Papas?
Yeah, I'm okay. And you?
You're even more ugly in television than reality.
And I even put the makeup, so can you imagine?
Man, there's no coming back after that. And neither can the CBS crew. Because for number 14, Erling Haaland humiliated them. See, during a game against Leipzig, Erling Haaland was feeling himself, scoring 5 goals. And after the game, he had to let the reporters know.
Congratulations on a phenomenal night in the Champions League. And for you, a special night scoring 5 goals. How was that?
No, it's an amazing feeling. I think you are the only one that maybe know how to score a lot of goals. So.
This man is a menace. I mean, he straight up cooked them. Jurgen Klopp was a menace at number 13, because he was bamboozled by one reporter. See, before the 2023-24 season, Klopp announced he was going to retire as a football coach. That's when one reporter decided to ask him the dumbest question possible.
Is there any player from Sparta Sport who wants you for Liverpool?
I retire in the summer. You want me to take him on holiday, or what?
This man really embarrassed him in front of everyone. And so did Cristiano Ronaldo at number 12, because he had the strangest interview in Premier League history. See, during his first season with Manchester United, Ronaldo had a hard time with the English language.
Yes, Cristiano, how did you enjoy tonight?
Yeah, it's a good game. It's good performance. Team win, it's important.
Are you feeling more and more confident with each game?
No, I understand.
Are you confident?
I understand, sorry.
Garrett, he's looking confident anyway, Garrett.
Yeah, he is confident. He's
Now eventually he started learning the language, and eventually gave us this iconic moment.
Once again, as you say, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's controversy once again. Why is it always the case with you?
I don't know why. It's every time against Middlesbrough. For me, it's a penalty. Maybe someone's don't like me, but because maybe I'm too good. I don't know why.
Yeah, this man has all the confidence, the talk of the town, and with one team being the only favorite, Spain. And as everyone predicted, they would make it all the way to the finals, where they would face the Netherlands. But that game would be anything but easy for the Spaniards, because not only did the game go to overtime, it forced Real Madrid legend Iker Casillas to make a ridiculous save in the 61st minute.
This is the chance. Arjen Robben is in, and Arjen Robben has been denied by Casillas.
And with that save, you could feel Spain was mentally getting stronger. And in the 116th minute, Spain would go on to score the winner.
Who looks for Iniesta, who's onside! Spain score, and they believe they're going to win the World Cup for the very first time.
Yeah, this game was an emotional roller coaster for everyone involved. But as luck would have it, it would also give us the wildest interview in FIFA history.
No pasa nada, vamos a hablar un poquito del partido y luego volvemos a hablar, ¿no?
Damn, my man went for it. But all right, we've reached the top 10. So these moments aren't just crazy, they're close to insanity. And we gotta talk about the time one reporter started disrespecting Jordan Henderson so bad, it almost created a war. See, after the 2022-23 season, Liverpool and their captain Jordan Henderson decided that after 12 years, it was time to break up. So Jordan did what most players would. He signed to a Saudi team to secure the bag. So after just 6 months in Saudi, Henderson decided to make another switch. See, he wanted to get to Europe, and most importantly, he wanted people to stop thinking he was only trying to play for a quick paycheck. So he went to the Dutch League, where he would be making $90K a week instead of $350K in Saudi. But as the season went on, all hell broke loose, because all the reporters wanted was for Jordan Henderson to drop a stinker.
Jordan, was this the worst game of the season since you're here, and maybe your worst performance?
No, because we didn't lose.
You said we didn't lose, but...
So it's always worse when you lose the game, yeah.
But wasn't it a poor performance?
It wasn't our best performance, but we knew it was going to be a tough game. Overall, you're right, the performance could have been a lot better. Should have been better, but like I said, when you don't perform well, you keep going right until the end, and we didn't lose the game.
Yeah. You say you don't perform well. Can I call it a poor performance?
You can call it what you want.
And do you agree or disagree with me?
I think we could have been better, yeah.
Much better.
Hold up, this reporter is looking for all the smoke. And so is this reporter at number 9. See, in 2004, Zlatan Ibrahimovic was playing for Ajax, but the country hated the man, because after playing a friendly game between the Netherlands and Sweden, Zlatan was dribbling the ball when all of a sudden his teammate from Ajax got caught bad.
Gezegd, ze moesten elkaar niet. En het dieptepunt van die relatie volgt in een vriendschappelijke interland tussen Zweden en Nederland.
Now you can imagine that this tackle didn't sit well with fans in the Dutch league, so it didn't really matter where he was playing. They would always call him all types of names. But in his first home game after the incident, Zlatan would make sure to shut up all the haters by scoring one of the craziest goals of his career.
Goed ingehouden. En nu dan een keer schiet ook.
Yeah, bro put on such a show, it had all the fans in the stadium forget about the incident earlier that week. Well, all except one reporter.
You don't like to have an interview, no?
First you talk shit, now you can't. We do it, no problem.
Do you think we make shit? You think?
You are shit, no problem.
Yeah? Wow. I first now talk about the game. Because you played fantastic well.
Doesn't matter, you talk only about the game.
Because you don't want to talk anymore about the other things.
There's no other things. It's solved, and it was solved immediately, and yeah.
Let's try me one time. There are so many Zlatans. Who is the real Zlatan? It's like there was a twin brother. You played so well today. And your behavior, and you were so easy and so relaxed today. It was true, no?
No, I don't agree. I was playing also normal against Holland, and today I play also normal, so there's only one Zlatan.
This ended up being Zlatan's last interview with the Dutch, because just a few days later, Ibra's transfer to Juventus would be public. But look, the reporter at number 8 lost the respect of one of the greatest to ever do it, because he tried to humiliate Ronaldo, but instead got the whole world to respect Ronaldo even more. See, ahead of the 2015-16 season, Cristiano Ronaldo was on tour, advertising the launch of his headphones, Rock. But ahead of an interview with CNN, one reporter forgot how to act.
¿Quieres saber la verdad? No hablamos cero sobre eso. Nada. Hablamos de otras cosas.
¿De qué hablan?
De música, de mujeres, de moda, de zapatos, de maletas, de joyas.
Sabes que no te creo, es difícil creerlo. Cristiano, todo el mundo está hablando de eso.
Sí, pero yo no hablo de eso.
Cristiano,
una
de las cosas relacionadas que se habla de esto es el Mundial de Qatar. Muchos deportistas dicen que jugar...
A ver una cosa, a ver. Speak about FIFA, I don't care about FIFA. Qatar, don't give...
Yeah, this guy's got to go down as one of the dumbest reporters in football history. But this next reporter was a freak, because at number 7, Erling Haaland was asked the weirdest question ever. See, after scoring in a 3-0 win against Club Brugge in the Champions League, Haaland went to the press conference expecting to be asked about the game, but instead got the most awkward question possible.
And are you going to sleep lonely tonight? Yeah. You're not taking a girlfriend at home right now. You didn't score a hat-trick.
Didn't score, no.
Yeah, that question was definitely out of pocket. But Roy Keane wanted to take things even further at number 6, because he tried to end Erling Haaland's career. See, in 2001, Man City sucked, but their rivalry with Manchester United was still unmatched. So much so that Roy Keane decided to hold a grudge for 27 years. Because in 1997, Alfie Haaland had the guts to call Roy Keane a diver.
Roy Keane bursting into the penalty area and had a flick at Haaland, and I think he did his knee ligament, and that was the year that Arsenal went on to win.
Now you know Keane wouldn't let that slide, so after 4 years of plotting his revenge, he decided to end Alfie's career.
Roy Keane on Haaland.
But fast forwarding into the 2023-24 season, somehow things got even worse, because Erling Haaland and Manchester United were balling out, while Keane's Man United, not so much. So at this point, Keane had enough, and he decided it was time to go after the Haaland family again.
The levels of his general play is so poor, and not just today. I think his general is laying stuff off, living headers or whatever it might be. In terms of front of goal, he's best in the world. But for his general play, for such a player, it is so poor. Not just today, I think he has to improve that. He's almost like a League 2 player. That's the way I look at him.
This has to be the longest grudge in football history. But number 5 isn't much better, because we gotta talk about the time the Swedish head coach went head-to-head with a reporter right after the game. See, in 2023, the Swedish national team went up against Azerbaijan. But before the game, Swedish reporter Bojan Djordjic was putting a lot of pressure on head coach Jan Andersson to win. Now, like everyone expected, Sweden crushed Azerbaijan, beating them 5-0. So after the game, the Swedish head coach walked up to the press conference with his head held high, but instead he was crucified.
Min fråga, jag vill inte vara för negativ, men 8 minuter på 2 matcher. Hur är tanken med honom med tanke på att han är i sin livsform? Han ger det någonting extra.
Han är i sitt livsform. Han har gjort en bra sista månaden. Innan han var skadad 5 månader förra hösten och sen så gjorde han knappt några poäng. Alltså nu har han varit på sista månaden. Han har varit jättebra innan också. Sen kan vi diskutera val av spelare och det kan vi hålla på med hela jävla natten.
Jag tänker att min syn på honom Jesper ändå. Det är inte populistiskt utan jag tycker att han är fantastisk.
Då ska inte Alexander Isak eller Viktor Gyökeres, vem ska inte spela då?
Jag pratar om 8 minuter, Jan. 8 minuter på 2 matcher.
Vem ska inte spela? Vem ska inte spela?
Det är ingenting personligt.
Nej, vem ska inte spela? Jag får ta ut 11, vem ska inte spela? Vem hade du
förändra information? Behöver inte vara 4-4-2, spela 4-2-3-1.
Om du eller genom en halvtimme. Ursäkta mig, du får göra precis vad fan du vill.
Jag är inte förbundskapten.
Åka inte med det
tjatet. Varför?
Åka inte med det tjatet.
Varför är det personligt? Du kommer hit och säger att du har vunnit sista 5 utav 6 matcherna.
Du har vunnit med 5-0 så står du och gnäller.
Jag gnäller inte, jag frågar om Jesper Karlsson.
Då har du stått där och tjatat innan allting.
Ja, det har jag.
Så kommer jag hit.
Men jag frågar den här frågan.
För jag kan inte stå och prata med. Det är så jävla dåligt. Ni är 4 man som konfronterar mig.
Vem? Jag frågar normalt fråga.
Du vinner med 5-0.
Men du hoppar på någon som är yngre än dig.
Du?
Sverige såklart. Varför ska jag inte göra det? Vad är det för grej? Vad ska du säga någonting annat?
Bra.
Det svaret kommer inte jag heller glömma. Det är dåligt. Och det är ganska lågt för en förbundskapten att göra det och säga det som du sa nu. Vilka representerar du?
Yeah, that's not how you'd expect the press conference to go after winning 5-0. And neither was number 4. Because from 2007 to 2020, the media was doing everything possible to get the rivalry to go beyond football, pinning them up against each other, making up stories just to create a Ronaldo and Messi would once again compete for the Ballon d'Or. And during the press conference, one reporter asked a question which he thought would stir up a lot of emotions.
Su pierna izquierda no está mal. A lo mejor sí, la pierna izquierda. Yo tampoco soy muy mal de izquierda, no estoy mal, pero su pierna izquierda a lo mejor puede ser un poquito mejor que la mía.
Man, that right there was peak football. But all right, we've reached the hard. It had their fans switching clubs. See, if there's any competition you don't want to piss Ronaldo off in, it's the Champions League. I mean, the dude has the most goals and assists in the competition. And not only that, he's won it 5 times. But in 2019, after Ronaldo had made a move from Real Madrid to Juventus, he was going up against a club that hated his guts, Atletico Madrid. And with it being the Champions League, you would think their fans would try not to piss him off. But after winning the first 2-0, Atletico fans and reporters did this.
Con la manita aquí debajo de la carita, ¿sabes?
Vaya Italia, no vuelva.
I mean, there's no way you can disrespect the GOAT and think you're gonna get away with it. And well, this would go as you could imagine, because Ronaldo wasted no time letting them know who he is.
Bernardeschi palla in mezzo, colpi di gol, Cristiano! L'uomo ne ha 2, cross bello per Ronaldo di testa, paratissima, poi ancora Ronaldo, vuole un fallo da rigore, attenzione, calcio di rigore per la Juve, calcio di rigore per la Juve, parte Cristiano!
This dude just doesn't miss. But what if I told you one player got fined $50,000 for one interview? See, in 2005, the Bundesliga was shocked to its core when they found out that Felix Zweier was running an illegal operation on the side. And yeah, that was just a fancy way of saying this dude was straight up fixing games. The decision? A 6-month ban. So in 2021, when Felix Zweier made some weird calls after Dortmund lost to Bayern Munich, Bellingham did this.
Well, for me it wasn't, you know, he's not even looking at the ball and he's fighting to get it and it hits him. I don't even think he's looking at the ball, but, you know, you can look at a lot of the decisions in the game. You know, you give a referee that's, you know, match fixed before the biggest game in Germany. What do you expect?
But hey, don't lose focus just yet, because there's still one more crazy interview we gotta talk about. See, ahead of the Euro 2024, Portugal was coming in as one of the top 5 favorites to win the whole tournament. But there was only one problem. Reporters were trying everything they could to end one man.
Arda Güler became the youngest player ever scored in Euros, you know, and take the title from Ronaldo. Does that give your team an extra motivation against Turkey? Thank you.
No, we're not. I think we all, people that we love football, we celebrate big moments, and I think that was a big moment.
Yeah, no matter who was at the press conference, the questions would always be the same. What do you think about Ronaldo? Eventually, it went so far that one guy tried telling the coach of Portugal how he should actually set up his team. Well, until he was embarrassed.
Good evening, coach.
Good evening.
He's a legend, considered by millions as the greatest of all time, and of course he adds the element of experience to the team. But at his age right now, do you think using Cristiano Ronaldo as a starter for a 90-minute during the whole tournament is very effective, or there is another way in your mind to use him in the coming games?
Can I ask you something? Do you know how many minutes Cristiano played last season?
Every game with Al Nassr.
Then you're answering your question.
Yeah. Trying to insult one of the greatest players in football history? It doesn't get much crazier than that. But imagine sitting on the plane, thinking you're signing a new football contract, but instead disappear from the face of the earth. Or almost dying in the middle of a game. Yeah, I know it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. And I can tell you more about it here, because these are the 10 scariest moments in football history.